Thank you for staying with us here on Politics Today on Channels Television, your 7-time best station in Nigeria. And I'm Sheung Okin Baloye. We've been discussing several issues, but this time around our attention is on Anambra State. Well, all other parties, ABGA, have their candidates for the governorship election, which is slated for the 16th of November this year. Also, APC have agreed on a candidate. The Labour Party have also agreed. Where the PDP, you know, in the history of Anambra State, have ruled the state. But this time around, they are saying they are going to come back and come back big. Well, how big are they going to come? Yet is yet to be seen because of the crisis the party is facing at the moment. Because there is no clear-cut candidate for the party at this moment. There's still a little divide on the candidacy of whether Mr. Uba or Mr. Nwoye is a candidate of a party, where the case is in court. Where before now, there is a leadership in the party that INEC recognizes, and there is a leadership in the party that the national arm of the party recognizes. Each of these divide held their primaries at different time of the day on the same day, and they came out with two different candidates. Tonight, I have joining me to discuss this issue from Anambra. I have Mr. Kingsley Osuji, is a legal practitioner. Thank you for joining us on the program. And I also have Dr. Tony Mafoy. Thanks for joining us on the program. Let me start with you, Dr. Tony. It seems the situation, the Nwoye are saying that with the situation of things, that the Uba camp has misinterpreted the court ruling. What's your take on this?
Good evening, and thank you for having me on. My name is Dr. Tony Mafoy. I'm the former state secretary of the PDP, so I'm quite competent to discuss this matter. Simple. There is no confusion as to who the candidate is. It's a fact of law that both in the Electoral Act and the Constitution, that it is the national executive of the party, the National Working Committee of the party, is vested with the power to conduct primaries for governorship elections in the state. The state executive have no role whatsoever to do that. To lay just set the foundation to you, preparatory to this whole elections coming on, the National Working Committee of the party, through the chairman of the party, wrote a letter informing INEC formally that primaries and congresses will be conducted in August. Simple. Please come and observe.
Was INEC there?
Strangely enough, INEC wrote a letter saying yes, that you have two state executives in the party who they recognize as Ogwebego. On August 12th, 2020, Bamama Getuko, the leader of the PDP, wrote INEC a letter. I have a copy here, received by INEC, where he says, please note that the power to nominate candidates for election to public office in the National Executive Committee, subject to the provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, the Electoral Act as amended, and the PDP Constitution formulate guidelines and regulations for the nomination of candidates for election into public office at all levels, and shall be the final authority for resolving all disputes relating to the choice of candidate for the party or for any election convened to independent and any authority, and went on to constitute a committee chaired by Horait Honorable Bude.
So in essence, the national body of the party coordinated and organized your primaries.
Not my primaries. The only legal primary in the PDP was conducted by the National Working Committee of the party.
But INEC was not present.
INEC, there's a scheme going on. I'll explain that to you.
All right, but INEC was, let's just start, let's just break, so that
INEC
people
is supposed to observe, not to monitor. The law states that you inform them If you want to come, that's okay, but we're having this party today.
But you know what is intriguing? Now, let me bring Barrister Osuji into this matter. INEC observed the particular primaries that your group actually conducted, which brought Mr. Andeoba into the scheme of things now as a candidate. Now, what actually happened now that brought about this issue going back to the court?
Thank you very much. I think I will continue from where he stopped. I am buying the idea of there is no confusion as to the candidates for PDP in the forthcoming Anambra elections. Now, the reason why we are in court, there are some issues that were already in court before the Congress. And the order upon which we have been acting so far are interim orders, which means the substantive suits are still in court and have to come to a conclusive end to get these whole issues resolved. Now, according to what my friend said here, the powers to conduct state congresses, part of the functions of the state executive of the PDP in any state, not just Anambra State, part of its functions is to organize Congress for nomination of any gubernatorial candidate. So, I don't know where this other provision is coming from, but I am aware that this is what the constitution of the PDP states, 2012 amended.
But why is it not in favor of the Uba-led group?
I don't understand the question.
It's not in favor of the Uba-led group because the national arm of the party was not present at the primaries conducted by the Ogobego group.
Well, like he said, there is a scheme going on. They were invited. Under the constitution of the PDP, it is the state executive. You know, the national cannot, that is why there is a structure in every state.
How come there are two primaries on the same day?
No, let's not mislead.
No. Hold on. Let me just let them ask this question. Why there were two primaries on that same day?
Yes.
Why?
We were acting the Ejike Ogobego led faction. They were acting legally in going on with that Congress.
So that means which one is the illegal primaries now? Because if you are acting legally,
other primaries that occurred that day, different from this one, I am talking about that which the Ejike Ogobego faction did, is an illegality.
So that means what they organized that day was an illegality.
That is what.
So what makes your primaries
very interesting? Number one, my colleague here is not from Anambra State. That's number one.
I don't need to be
number
from
two.
Anambra State.
Number two, in 2012, there was to be a congress across the federation to replace offices in the party. Everybody on the 3rd of March went to their wards as usual, waiting for this to occur. Suddenly, a list was written and Ogwebego emerged chairman. Quickly, Mbaman went to court, who is another chairman. Say, hey, the Congress that you organized, though, is illegal. That it didn't happen, no. We didn't see so.
What makes it illegal?
Hold on, sir. He said something. Then, an interim order was given, and the judgment, the order is here. Listen. I hereby declare that the congresses purportedly conducted by the defendants on the 3rd of March is illegal, unconstitutional, null and void.
Who is the defendant there?
That is Ogwebego. Wait. It is further declared that the state congresses conducted or purportedly conducted on the 16th or 17th of March 2012 in Anambra State by the defendant and defense is a nullity. Are you understanding me?
And this was a court sitting where?
In Abuja.
Okay.
Kamika's court. Do you understand? Okay. Now, this order was given after the World Congresses. He went on to conduct the local government and World Congress and came to join in the intercalatory suit. Hear this, gentlemen of Nigerians, here. What the judge said. Page 8 of his, it says, the defendant ignored the order holding the court in contempt, went ahead to conduct the said elections. The product of that election, in my view, are which the party are seeking to connect. This court will not recognize the product of impunity. Those who emerged from a Congress which the court had earlier restrained the defendant from conducting cannot approach this court for relief. Impunity and lawlessness will not be rewarded. The effrontery of the applicants will not be applauded. What is wrong is wrong. What is right is right.
So afterwards, the Ogodogo-led leadership, led faction still went ahead
and did that, and this was nullified. Wait, there's an exciting part of the story.
Are you following the situation here?
You're right.
So we are all in sync.
Yes.
Okay.
Then this happened early February.
I want you to summarize in clear time so that viewers can understand.
Yes, that's why I wanted to be simple and straightforward. What then happened was, as this governorship primaries was getting set, suddenly from nowhere, they went to Port Harcourt to Judge Ngangiwa to get an order stating that they are recognizing Ogwebego. So what? They went to court and said, hey, my lord, the person you are recognizing is a contemnor. Do you understand? How can he be? Do you know what happened? The judge discharged, this same judge, in a case, he discharged the order, saying, quoting McFoy, that this is an illegality, he cannot conduct. Strangely enough, this same judge now came up with a ruling, which is the last ruling you're talking about. He did not mention in anywhere.
So you are faulting the judgment of the court?
Of course, it's ridiculous.
What do you think is ridiculous here? Why?
You know, the somersaulting is interesting. You come today and say, hey, this is an illegality I cannot work with. Then tomorrow you go and say, hey, recognize the same person. Something funny is going on. Do you know that on the judgment day, before the judgment day, the judge was told, sir, recluse yourself from this case. That before you were a judge, you were working for the mentors of Ogwebego. You expect the judge to recluse himself.
Who are the mentors we're talking about here?
The Obas.
So you mean that?
Well, now look at the game, my brother. Look at the game.
Are you saying that the court, the judge there was
biased?
Were biased.
But the interesting thing is this: soon after that judgment, there's nowhere it was mentioned that Adumba could be recognized. The game is this, my brother. Nigeria is in trouble.
All right. All that thought. Before you react, I'll give you the opportunity to react on this particular matter. If you're enjoying the program, join us right after the breaks. We take a commercial break. Join us again.